Blue and Black Rebecca. Don't catch you taking life. Don't catch you keeping cards. Look at my discard pile. Yeah, Blue and Black Rebecca. Yeah, to my area. I got the bus. I gotta KO him. Yeah, I'ma go into this. Yeah, this is the Kaizoku.
Car D Kaizoku.
Oh, it's just my Patreon I just launched. If you like what I do and want to support me, toss a few bucks my way. Link in the description and on screen until someone subscribes to the tier and changes it. Okay, onto the video. It's not Rebecca Black, but Blue Black Rebecca. She's our first meta-viable non-attacking leader. I'll be honest, it took me quite a bit to understand how she plays, but I got the gist of her down now. Much like Zoro, you have a plethora of decisions to make and they all ripple down the line to the end of the game. This is not a deck where you play the same cards on curve every game and expect to win, so if you're a Whitebeard or Katakuri enjoyer, this deck may not be for you. So let's take a look at the leader. Rebecca is a dual color blue-black leader with 5k power and 5 starting life, 1 more life than other dual color leaders. Her card effect reads, this leader cannot attack. Activate main once per turn for 1 Dawn. If you have 6 or less cards in your hand, look at the top 2 cards of your deck and reveal up to 1 Dressrosa type card from it and add it to your hand, then trash the rest. You might be wondering, that's it? How does this leader win? It's going to be hard to go over a Rebecca deck without explaining how everything sort of synergizes with each other, but trust me, it works. Being able to draw for 1 Dawn is an extremely powerful effect. Discarding a card is also important for how this deck functions too. I guess we'll just jump right into the rest of the deck so that it makes sense. So starting by cost we have 3 OP04 Corrida Coliseum. A very useful stage card for our deck. It allows your Dressrosa characters to get Pseudo Rush, allowing your characters to attack the turn that they're played but only into other characters. For just 1 Dawn, it's easy to fit this into any turn. 4 OP04 Rebecca. Rebecca is a 1-cost searcher for Dressrosa cards. She only searches 3 deep, but she can trash the remaining cards, which is important for how this deck works. 4 OP04 Leo. Leo can KO a 1-cost character on play, then mill 2 cards for yourself. This is devastating for Law and Aggro Zoro decks. Leo is part of a strong combo in this deck that we'll go over later. Do note that you have to tap your leader to activate this effect, which may make your leader unavailable for other card effects in the deck. 4 OP03 Kaya. This is just a versatile 2k counter that can potentially fix a Brick Tan for 1 Dawn. 4 OP04 Gyatz. A Dressrosa 2k counter that can be used in many ways. Other than countering for 2k, you can play him out to let one of your characters be able to attack an active character. This can help you get rid of pesky chump blockers or searchers like Jewelry Bunny or Sentamaru. He's also a good activator for that Dressrosa combo I mentioned earlier. Next is 4 OP04 Ideo. A cheap chump blocker that can counter for 1k and can also be used to activate the Dressrosa combo. Don't worry, we'll get to it soon. Next is 4 OP04 Kairos. Kairos is a 5k attacker that can kill a 1-cost on play, much like Leo. He only mills 1 card though, but you don't have to tap your leader to do it. What makes Kairos good is that anytime he would be KO'd, you can rest your leader or a Corrida Coliseum stage to prevent that KO. This means you can potentially prevent him from dying twice before needing to expend any counter. Because of this, people usually ignore Kairos and attack other characters or your leader. Next is OP04 Orlombus. Okay, now I can explain the combo. So Orlombus is a 5k attacker himself, which is great, but he has an activate main ability that lets you KO a Dressrosa character to give -4 cost to another character. He also mills 2 cards in doing so. So if there's no other Dressrosa characters on the field, that means he has to KO himself, which is not what we want. That's where Rebecca, Leo, and Gyatz come in. They're cheap targets to sacrifice for Orlombus' effect. You can even KO a Kairos and prevent the KO with your leader or create a Coliseum. But be mindful of your opponent's board, as they may take that opportunity to try to remove Kairos for good now that he has 1 less KO prevention available. This effect doesn't cost Dawn and can be activated as soon as you play him, making it a very strong effect. So what can you do with the -4 cost? Well, Leo and Kairos can now KO anything 5 cost or less. 3000 Worlds can hit any 9 cost or less. If you chain 2 Orlombuses, that lets you KO any 9 cost with the Leo or a Kairos. Next is 4 OP04 Sabo. Sabo's on-play makes it so your entire board is unable to be KO'd by effects. He himself is a 6k blocker, which is a very convenient stat for a blocker to be, allowing you to block naked leader attacks for free. He also allows you to draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards, helping you fix your hand and get rid of cards you don't need anymore, and feel some of the Dressrosa mechanics. In such a combo-reliant deck, we'll take all the hand fixing we can get. Next is 4 OP04 Monkey D. Luffy. Luffy is the card we've been milling our deck for. He can attack active characters, and with Kurita Coliseum out, that lets him attack right away, letting you swing with the 7k attacker before your opponent can. He's still great without Coliseum out, but he really shines with the stage card. He can also restand himself once a turn by returning 7 cards from your discard back into your deck, making it so he usually kills whatever he intended to kill the turn that you drop him. Do note that if you restand him, he loses the ability to restand during your next refresh phase, so you either have to wait another turn or return 7 cards again on your next turn to untap him. It's also worth paying attention to which 7 cards you return, as you'll eventually draw them, so prioritize cards you think you'll need in a particular matchup and leave stuff like extra copies of Kurita Coliseum in the trash. For our events package we run 4 OP03 3000 Worlds. Great removal card on its own, but busted removal card when comboed with Orlombus. It really helps you stall out games or remove troublesome threats. The trigger's a small bottom deck ability too, making it great all around. 3 OP04 Gum Gum King Kong Gun. Another card that utilizes having a lot of cards in the discard pile. On its own, it buffs a Dressrosa character by 6k for 3 Dawn, which is insanely stat efficient already. When you have 15 or more cards though in your discard, you also give double attack to that character. This combined with Luffy is how you set up your explosive wins. You can potentially double attack twice with Luffy, allowing you to take 4 life in one turn. The double attack persists for the whole turn too, so you keep it even if you dip under 15 cards by using Luffy's restand ability. It's even great without the double attack, allowing Luffy to attack into any character, rested or active, for 13k, potentially twice. Here are cards you'll want in your starting hand: Rebecca, Orlombus, Kairos, Luffy, and Kurita Coliseum. Since there's a lot of combo pieces, Rebecca is probably what you want to prioritize. I'd keep an opening hand with Rebecca and at least 1 or 2 of the other cards. Rebecca and your leader ability searching will help you get the rest of your combo pieces. Hopefully. Here are the strengths of the deck. Strong removal. Comboing Orlombus with Leo, Kairos, and 3000 Worlds can remove just about anything and keep your enemy boards clear. Trading machine. Kairos can attack something and come out unscathed 90% of the time thanks to 2 layers of protection, and Luffy can swing at 2 characters whether they're rested or not. Deck filtering. Between your discard effects and Luffy returning 7 cards back into your deck, by the end of the game, your deck will be filled with only cards that you need. Here are the weaknesses of the deck. Combo reliant. While there's many ways in the deck to try to fix the consistency issues, there will still be games that you don't hit what you need, like hitting Rebecca and Orlombus but never finding a Leo or Kairos to use with it. Uh-oh, no Luffys. Though unlikely, all 4 of your Luffys can end up in your trash from your own discard effects, meaning you now no longer have a way to return cards back into your deck. Frickin' Queen. Queen decks run 10 or more 8 cost or higher characters, which are a little hard to remove for Rebecca. You need to combo Orlombus with 3000 Worlds, or Luffy with King Kong Gun to KO them, meaning you'll keep needing 2 to 3 cards to handle their 1 card. There's only so many times you can KO them before you're out of answers. Your general game plan with Rebecca early on will be to try to use your leader ability every turn possible to find combo pieces. Then with those combo pieces, keep removing and controlling the enemy board while discarding cards from your deck. Once you can establish a Luffy and keep him on board, your opponent should have gotten low in card resources by now since we haven't been attacking life and have just been trying to grind out their hand. This is where we can now start going for game, between Kairos that is hard to KO and double attacks from Luffy. While King Kong Gun is a very effective way for Luffy to take 4 life in one turn, you can also just use it on a stray Rebecca and turn her into an 8k attacker for lethal. So that's the Rebecca deck. It's probably not too different than everyone else's Rebecca deck. There's only so many Dressrosa cards in its introductory set, so you can expect everyone to be running the same thing but with slightly different ratios. I found the deck to be really fun and it plays like no other deck in the format. It's an extremely decision heavy deck that rewards good plays, and winning with her always feels deserved. I hope you guys try her out and do stick with her even if it's rough at the beginning, because when she clicks, I guarantee you'll really enjoy her. That's my experience with her at least. Okay, bye.
Car D Kaizoku.